Neither Mr. Novick nor I are legislators. You're absolutely right, although the system would be a lot more entertaining if we were, if not more productive. That's a very good question, and there's a gentleman right behind you that I would defer to in terms of Plan B, so I'll give him my time. I think Plan B is going to be a combination of cuts and some revenue enhancements, i.e. tax increases. Now, what kind of tax increases I do not know, what kind of cuts I do not know. And I'm inclined to get up a little bit on a soapbox here because this is exactly the conversation that we tried to have with the legislature in 2009 and didn't get to have. So
would you have it? Would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think we could look at some temporary corporate tax increases, the temporary being the operative word, structured differently than these, not on gross sales, but on income. That was the conversation that we tried to have last session. That's what the Oregon Business Association plan consisted of. We could look at some tax on higher income individuals, again, temporary, in a way that doesn't damage the economy, combined with some cuts, combined with looking at some of the reserve funds that were not allocated last time, and I think you could get there. Now, because I'm not a legislator, I don't get to vote on that, and because those ideas may or may not find traction, I can't say that they will or will not go forward. I think there is a path out of this. I mean, it's not going to be pain-free. This is a very bad recession. It's a very difficult time economically, and what Mr. Novick and I are talking about is essentially differences in philosophy about where that burden ought to fall and how it ought to be allocated as we try to find our footing as a state, as an economy, back to where we should have been. A conversation in February around a balanced approach, I think, would find support, both in business community and the general public.
What you'd see is just what you saw 6 years ago when Hillsborough schools closed 17 days early, when we kicked 50,000 people off the Oregon Health Plan, and told thousands of seniors and people with disabilities they're no longer disabled enough to receive care. Those are the choices. What Mr. Chandler's clients actually proposed during the session was across-the-board increases of middle-income people, which is what we did in 2003 and 2004, and the voters rejected it. That is what we're talking about here. And also, Mr. Chandler's side is running a campaign that, if successful, will have convinced Oregonians that there's plenty of money and there's no need for any sort of taxes, temporary, permanent, what have you. If you look at their website, it says that the legislature need to raise taxes. Not really. They're on a spending binge. So if his campaign convinces people of that, why would anybody support temporary tax increases?